hey, hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I put on this red shirt today and I'm like, oh my God, I feel nice and bright and cheery. And I'm like, ooh, I hope Jamal wears his red. And then you didn't.
No,
Wow.
mm-mm.
Anywho, how are you today?
It's Friday's mellowing out. I can't complain. Like we actually had. I mean, let's. Oof. Married for Australia just had. They was acting. They was cutting up last night.
It was good, wasn't it? Hello, Black Lavender. Big hugs. Okay, so guys, as you enter the room, please do us the favor of hitting the thumbs up button. Um, Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Most importantly, tell a friend. Hello, Trey. How are you? Okay, so today, this has become my favorite show out of the View week. Um, Married at First Sight Australia, season 6, episode 27 and 28, we'll be talking about today. But I just love this. I love
Oh
this
my
show.
goodness, it was amazing.
The only issue that I had with last night's show is that they spent too much time on Susie and Billy, and I just
Yeah,
wanted both of them to leave.
I mean, both of y'all can go.
Mhm.
But I will say, like, I really I've come around on Susie's dad because he gave him some really good advice. So I can't not mention that because the advice he gave him, well, you gotta be tougher, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, and I'm like, that's really really good advice. It really was. You gotta be tougher, you gotta be stronger with her, yada yada yada. But you know, Billy did do that, and she just can't take it. So it's interesting that she doesn't want a man who she can run over. She wants like a stronger man, but then when he kind of let you have it, you couldn't take it.
Yeah. Hey, Susan. Um, I I don't think she's a nice person.
Oh no, she's terrible.
And calling a spade, I'm just gonna lay it on the table. I don't think this was a good match. I really don't.
No.
I think
Mm-mm.
this was a toss away so that they could have some drama, just in case there was no drama in the first part of the season.
It's
Okay.
it's a good match on paper because in theory, and I say theory, they should balance each other out. Like she should make him a little tougher, he should make her a little softer. But she's just doing the most. I mean, she's just rude for no reason. And when he went in on her friends, I hollered.
But wait a minute, before we get to the friends,
Right.
what was it that he said at the table that set her off? Um, Billy says that she doesn't like, oh, she doesn't like that him and her dad get along. And she went off the handle.
Hmm.
Like, I thought she was trying to get camera time. It was just unreasonable.
And
He
then her
didn't
dad,
say anything wrong.
and then her dad was just like, even her dad had to say that, yeah, that's not right. But that's how she is.
I got to
But
yeah, it was just weird. And then when we get to the friends, and he's
he,
like, she's rude, she's obnoxious, she's a nasty person. I was like,
yeah,
yes,
and when he said you can have her, I was like,
yes, you take your
that
friends.
I I was like Team Billy all the way on this one.
Hmm.
Like finally, this is like you just put it on out there to say it like you gotta say it. I mean, here's the thing: we all have asshole tendencies, all of us.
Hmm.
Now, I know I have them or perceive to have them. I think I will say I have them, especially when I'm mad, where you will be mean because it should be because someone's done something. With me, if you're mean to me, I'm not gonna be nice to you back. I'm gonna give you 10 times what you gave me, and I think that's only fair.
Hmm.
But my friends will say, like, you know what? You kind of took that a little too far, and I can sit back and say, okay, you're right, my bad. But with her, it's everything. This is like who she is. This is not situational, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not situational. This is just who she is on like a day-to-day basis. But I'm leaning over to you with the camera time thing
Mm-hmm.
because her friends are acting like they don't even know the person he's talking about. And
But didn't
then
he
what
call
killed
them enablers though?
yes. And then what killed me is they tried to really try to gaslight him. So I'm like, well, maybe it's not just her. That yeah, I'd cuss you out behind that too. Excuse you? Who are
Yeah.
you?
And that's why he told him you could keep your friend.
And he's left.
But there were certain points where Billy looked like he was having a mental break.
Yes, he was.
The voice was cracking.
Mhm.
At certain, like when he was leaving the house, remember when she said,
Mhm.
I think she only invited him there so that she could throw him out, just like how he threw her out at his
Right, that's
place.
all it was.
And she was just like a cat with a bowl of cream when she got to tell him, please leave, in the most calm, little serene way
But he,
with her little smirk on.
but the
But
thing is,
he kept on going and coming back. And I was like, you couldn't have left that jar, peanut butter
right,
or whatever it was.
right. I'm not leaving her. I'm not giving her nothing. And it was just so funny. But you could tell at the beginning that when he read her and told her about herself, it hit her a little bit because you could see her face crack a little bit. But then she realized that she was on camera. And she's like, okay, I can't let this be seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he got you. He snatched you up. He got you together. He got your friends together. So stay mad.
Yep. Hey, Ablavi. Okay, so we've gone through everything with Susie and Billy.
Mhm.
Let's just hit on Jules and Cameron real quick because they were forgettables. She was concerned about her meeting up with her parents because her mom in particular did not want her going on the show. And they wind up having a nice meal. They ask Cam all the questions that they needed to. The mom feels better, and suddenly she's happy, and they're back to being in love. Who cares? Anything else you want to say about them?
There was nothing.
Okay. Um, let's take a gander over to Cyrell and Nick. Um, I don't like how this went down. I just don't. Does
Yeah.
Ivan even live in his parents' house to say that he has any authority to throw someone out of there?
I mean, I'm more concerned with Ivan's like and one FUBU collab, um, basketball attire. I'm just saying.
You
Like if
mean
you like
that not legitimate couture?
if you come throw me out, at least throw me out in Nike. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
I don't like. And then Nick said he had a valid point. And it was just like they were so willing to give up on the past week and a half where I thought they were making progress.
I think it's more. It's I think with Nick, it was more like he knows how Cyril like feels about her family and how important they are to
Mm.
her. So he was trying not to cause issues, and he's like, and in his mind, what he did was he took this moment and it was thinking like, is this what I'm going to have to deal with for the next 30 to 40 years?
Well, I also felt like he was asking her to fight for him. Like, because remember when he was asking her,
Right.
he's right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to end it now and cut our losses? You know, I think he wanted to hear, are you going to fight for me? And I also think in a strange way, she wanted to hear him fight for her.
Yeah, it was both the same. I was like, just y'all love each other. In my opinion, just say
Mhm.
it. I mean, y'all
Yeah.
both dancing around like, just say it because you can with them, you can kind of feel it. It's like you're almost there, but then you take a step back, and I think Cyril needs to understand: keep your family out your business,
Yeah.
especially your personal life business.
Hey, got to it. Hey, Nisei. Sorry. Hello. Okay, so wait, what's this that Trey's saying? If Cyril is going to allow Ivan to dictate her love life, then let him pick her husband. True. True. But do
Mm-hmm.
you think like, I don't think anybody would please Ivan. He's just like a pissy individual. Susan says that brother's out of control and one day he will meet his match with the wrong person. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I agree. I agree. They really need to work on communication, on
Hmm.
how to speak to each other and identifying and communicating each other's needs,
Correct.
emotional needs. So he leaves like right away, and she goes back inside of her parents' house, and I was sad at seeing this.
They're one of my favorite couples.
Mm.
So to see that was it hurt. It kind of hurt me a little bit because I root for them so hard.
Yeah, you're
So
rooting for them.
you can just definitely see it.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, you guys can bring it back. Just hold on, and I mean, I get why he left because it's like, I'm not gonna sit here with someone who doesn't like me and make it very clear. So I get why he left.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so next let's touch on Ning and Mark for a little bit. They had a
Yeah,
small section.
yeah.
Um, she she got the day to go and see her kids. Now she's not letting Mark meet her kids yet, which I completely agree with.
Mhm.
Um, and I love how she made that toast to him. And she said, "Thank you for allowing me." And then she rephrased it. And she
Mhm.
said, not you allowing me,
Mhm.
but, you know, letting me have that time with my kids. It's been a while since I've seen them. And, you can see what kind of relationship she was in before, where
Yep.
that rolled out of her mouth so easily,
Mhm.
but she's come a long way because she corrected herself, which I appreciate. And it seems like intimacy is building. He
I'm
might
like,
get some of that snatch.
oh yeah, oh yeah, of course he is.
Oops,
Of course,
sorry about that.
yeah, they're getting there.
Mhm.
And I like the fact that like you can just see the opening of her and him to her.
Mhm.
I think what she's realizing, and he's going to allow her to be herself, and he's going to
Mhm.
be understanding of who she is, and she doesn't have to worry about anything because she has everything. She already has the kids, so that's taken care of, and he's not sure about having kids of his own, so that's another good thing. So I think they're on the road. I like them
Yeah.
together a lot.
And when they got into bed, and she's like, "We could do a kiss, but no jabbing with your tongue." It was so
That
ridiculous. It was cute.
that had me hollering. You're very stabby.
Stabby. Stab well, if he's that stabby with his tongue, can you imagine what else he gonna be stabbing with? I mean, come on now. Can't wait. Can't wait.
I like Trey's question.
Oh, you need to get control back of this board. Um, Question for the chat. Do you all think that there's a genuine attraction between Ning and Mark? Just wondering what's taking them so long to seal the deal. I think there is an attraction, but she's had to establish trust. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, it's definitely the trust thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the trust thing. Like I've been down this road too many times. I'm good. Like she told him from the very beginning, it takes her a while to open up because
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to get up on it the first and second night, and she basically kicked him off.
Yeah, but we kind of got to see a little,
Oh yeah,
friskiness.
yeah. We heard some of it
Um,
too.
And I think at the cocktail reception, there was a debate whether he got to third or second base.
Right,
At least he got off the like home plate. Like he hit
right.
something and he
Yeah,
took off.
yeah. I mean, I think he hit a double.
Okay, so look, Gatatua says, I think there's an attraction but no trust, and she has walls up.
Hmm.
But I think he's slowly picking away at it. Do you think so, Gatatua? Do you think like he's getting anywhere, or is it a waste of time? I think he is.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see her open up. Like even the way she dresses, like she's dressing a little bit more sexy. She has like a little glow to her. Like my thing is this: part of me thinks they already did it. Part of me,
Well, at the
because she's glowing.
dinner
She's very glowing.
table, at the well, I know I'm jumping ahead of myself, but at the dinner
Hmm.
table, I think they were about to, and then her friend called and she took the call.
Right.
Don't do that, girl.
I think I kind of part of me
Ugh.
because she's kind of glowy. I'm like, did y'all already do it? I'm just curious. Just
Listen,
saying.
she just needs to let go and let it happen.
Mhm.
Let him start stabbing in a good way. Okay, so let's take a look at Martha and Michael. We're visiting Martha's big fat fabulous Greek family, and it seems he passed the test, and there was some good food.
It was the funny thing is they told her straight up that look, do you understand what we're telling you here?
Mhm.
We all like him.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. They told her straight up. I'm like, whoa. They're like, okay.
Yeah,
This is
all of her
very
uncles.
interesting.
Mhm.
They were there. They gave him all 10 out of 10. Like, he's perfect for you. We all like him. They're like, cause they're basically told her like, look, since we like him, you better like him.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
her family,
I
yeah, her family was great.
I like her family better than her.
Isn't that a shame? Isn't
And
that a shame?
her mother was gorgeous. Like she favors her mom.
Hmm. Well,
She does.
Martha is a very pretty girl or woman, I should say. So when
Well,
I saw her mom,
they've been
when I saw her mom,
enhanced.
of course, I mean, there's nothing wrong with enhancements. As long the enhancements, to me, enhancements are okay as long as they enhance you.
And yeah, and they're tasteful,
Yes. So, but
not
she's
the
very,
duck
but
bills.
yeah, but you can tell that Martha's naturally pretty though. She look at her mom. I mean,
Mhm.
and I enjoyed that scene so much because it made him feel better and it made her feel better about him. I'm like, well, man, like it's rare that you have a woman whose family, especially the males, like the guy right away. That just
Mhm.
generally does not happen. And Michael, he's a cool guy. He's a nice guy. He's very easygoing. It's just with him, there's no pizzazz. He's very like the guy you marry.
Well, he's just quiet and
Yeah.
he's easygoing, and like
Mhm.
Martha's family is a lot of them, so you have to be loud. But he
Mhm.
was also very respectful because they seated her uncle, who seems to be the chatty patty, next to him to interrogate him, and he was very nice. He kept on talking, telling him what he needed to tell, and I guess the signals went across the table to the other uncles, and they were like, "Yeah, tens across the board, Martha." Get it together. We like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. And they were stern with her too. They're like, you understand, because it was funny because when the uncle said, so you understand what we're saying, right? And that was
Mhm.
a very touching to me for Michael, because you have the full family support.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was no like, well, we were concerned. They were just like, we're good.
And they gave like the reason why they approved of him. They said that he's
Mm-hmm.
mature, he's level-headed, and he can complement Martha.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "Oh, so y'all just ain't doing this for the camera." It seems like this was like a real test to pass. So kudos for them.
I
I think
agree.
this was the best scene that we've seen so far with these two
Yes,
idiots. So yeah, this is the first time I did not think Martha and Michael were forgettables.
because you see more behind the shiny shells. You can see like I just enjoyed her family. I just
Hmm.
really enjoyed her family. I like families who are kind of loud and honest and all that good stuff. And they were just straight up to him, like, we
Hmm.
approve.
Yeah. Okay, so on to Jessica and Mick. Jessica, like things weren't going that well during this home visit, but Jessica has decided that she's got to start throwing on the charm with Mick and get him to be friends until the end so that she can say stay and get to know Dan.
That was
Did I get that right?
right. You got that right.
It's so convoluted. And even he's confused because at one point where she's like when she took him out for drinks and she's touching him and paying him all these
Right.
compliments, he asked her, "Fuck, are you all right?" Like
Look,
I was wondering the
he's like,
same
what's up?
thing. I It was just, how do you go from one extreme to the other and think, do you think he's that stupid just because he has a farm and he raises sheep? I don't get it.
Yeah, she thinks. Well, the thing what it is, she thinks he's dumb, but she thinks she's really smart.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm.
That's what that really is, honestly. Like she feels like she's super smart and like she can get her way whenever she wants, how she wants it. So she's like, I got this.
Hi, Raydella. Be careful driving. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so last but not least, we have Tamara and Dan. They didn't seem like they were having a good time. They didn't seem like they were connected or communicate. Like they were talking, but I don't think they were zhuzhing.
It's because she knows something's up. If I'm being honest,
Mm.
she knows she knows what Jessica's all about. And she knows because remember she pointed out every little thing that happened, like Jessica flirting, this, and that, yeah, yeah, yeah. She saw everything, and she's concerned because Dan was feeding into that, and I don't blame her for feeling a certain way.
Okay. Tam takes Dan out to lunch with her auntie and I guess a cousin. I don't know who the other one was. I just remember Cheryl, Auntie Cheryl, because that's her mother's sister who
Mm-hmm.
kind of like stepped in place after her mom died. Um, she brought like War and Peace edition worth of questions for Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, you answered most of them. A few of them, not so much.
They were general.
Yeah, a general reply. Um, I wonder if she's in HR. Just saying. I liked her. I think her suspicions are up too.
Oh yeah, most definitely, because I'm sure uh Tamara's been telling them like what's going on.
Yes, Trey. She said Jessica followed Dan around like a fart in the wind at the last dinner party, and I hollered. She keeps on calling Jessica some stink odors that linger every like last episode and this episode. And I love it because it's quite accurate.
She told no lies.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Um so anything else?
No, not with them.
Okay. So the week with the bride's homestay is done. Everybody heads back to Sydney because they're going to the dinner party. Mick dressed up. He's anticipating this to be his last hoo-ha.
Yep.
He took a bath, he put on the only decent clothes that he has, and he's ready to go.
I love that. He's like, look, if I'm going to be going home, I'm going to be casket ready, and he was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Put this
And
put this relationship into the ground, and we're good to go.
yep. And Jessica likes it. She says she knows things are over with her and Mick, but she's here pursuing someone else. Good for her. Then we see Dan. Did he say he was more attracted to Jess than Tamara?
Yeah, I think what it is, I think he's more attracted to Jess, but there's something about Tamara he wants to get to know
You can't do
because at the end, because remember at the end he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I want to know more about Jess, but I also want to know more about Tamara too. I was like, oh,
that. We're not auditioning for Sister Wives. Come on now,
right,
Dan.
no.
Stop it. Stop it. Um, Cyril is going solo.
But she looked good though. I'm sorry. They was
And she took off her ring.
yeah. She
Why?
just can't help herself. She's too emotional. too
But she
emotional.
got an attitude. She ready to throw down.
She ready to fight. She ready to fight.
Um, Ning and Mark come in holding hands, looking so cute.
They are adorable. She has glowed up since the
Mm-hmm.
start of the show. I mean, you can just see her. She's happy, and it's nice
Yeah.
to see that on her. Happiness looks good on her.
Mm-hmm. I know. Wait, Jules and Cam were the first one to arrive, but
They're
they're so
always the first one to
boring.
arrive.
I didn't even care. But yeah, I just want to throw that in there. Nick finally arrives and he goes around, greets everybody, and he gives Sorel a hug, which I thought was nice. They joke around with each other. He's wearing his ring.
Mm-hmm. But Nick
Oops.
is so respectful and so thoughtful. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
surprised he wears his ring. It's just I wish Cyrell would like get her emotions under control because y'all both love each other. It is painfully obvious what it is. Like neither of you are stepping up to the plate and
Mm-hmm.
saying that, and that's the problem. So I
Yeah.
blame both of them. Her a little bit more because she's the more emotional, irrational one, but he also needs to tell her, "Hey, look, I'm in this with you. I love you." Blah blah blah.
Okay. So Tamara and Dan show up, and Tamara says that she feels reassured by Dan that she doesn't have anything to worry about. Well, he is a car salesman. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
And Tamara looked great. I mean, I'm like, but damn, like when they came in, I compared Justin and Tamara. I'm like, there's not really
Mhm.
much competition there in my eyes. If we're going off of aesthetic, I'm like, I like Tamara's aesthetic better. Sorry, because Jess looks kind of mature for her age.
Well, he did say that if he walked into the club and he saw the both of them, he would gravitate towards Jess. So he's looking for cheap trollops,
I
easy
mean,
conquests.
yeah, he wants to. Dan's like the type of dude that wants to put in no effort.
Remember when he first, like when they were first on the honeymoon, and he said that Tamara was a good girl. And in my mind, when he said that, it was like he knew he would have to work for it with
Right.
Tam. He ain't got to work for it with Jess.
No.
She just gonna roll over and say, "Here you go."
Right. Exactly. I would love to see a picture of his baby mama. So I wonder if his baby mama is similar to Jess.
Or to Tam.
Aesthetic wise.
Interesting. Hi, Pearl. Okay, so next to arrive, we see Jess and Mick. And did you see when they came in, they cut to Martha distracting Tamara?
Yeah, I caught that right away.
Oh
That's why I said.
God.
That's why I said our chat. I'm like, Martha was on her job
Martha doesn't even have to be prompted. She runs interference all the time.
all the
All
time.
the time. Um, Everyone loves how Mickey's dressed. But he's like, I might as well dress up for y'all. This is my last hoo-ha. I'm going home. We gotta go home.
Yep.
We're going home. Jess gives an update. She calls Martha over and gives her the update of everything that's happening. Martha's pretending like she doesn't know what's going on. Um, Not so good an actress, but okay, it was passable. Um, then Cyril asked Jess how the homestay went. And I was wondering about this because I was like, I didn't think they really liked each other. But then she's like, what about what you said to me last week when you said that you want to sleep with Dan?
That was hilarious, and Jess was just so caught off guard. Like she was stuck, and she's like, "Well, I'm not trying to do this with Ning." I'm like, "Well, you never denied that, saying that though," and that was the problem I had with her. I'm like, "You, there was no denial there. You just
Mm-hmm.
said you don't have the conversation in front of Ning, which tells me you just owned up to that, ma'am. You might as well just let the cat out the bag at this point. Quit playing."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And
Ning, did you see Ning's face? Was like, "Okay, hold up, what?"
but Ning been watching her.
Oh
Ning
yeah.
been watching Jess and all the because they're always seated at that end of the table. So
Hmm.
she has a bird's eye view with everything that's going on, and she's close with Sorrel. So they hadn't been talking about this.
And Jules and people in it too, because it was Jules and Ning who it was
Jules.
Jules and Ning who called her out last week.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
they all watching her.
if you notice at the dinner table, was it at the yeah, at dinner, they were catching some shady looks from Jules
Oh yeah.
when the whole blow up came out.
Hmm.
Like Jules' expressions was priceless.
And
Cam
the
always looked
experts
lost in the sauce, but Jules be
mhm.
knowing what's going on.
Experts are on point as always. They said like all the women are distrusting
Yeah, yep.
of
Just
of Jessica, and they
mhm,
know except Martha, but they already know that. So they're like all the other women.
mhm,
They're not here for her.
yep. Um, so we get through that. Um, then Cyril says that Ning has feelings for Mark, and that I think this is when Mark is saying like he got to third base, and Ning says no, you only got to second. So that was really cute, and
That
then
was
he doesn't
cute.
swear. Um, Billy arrives solo, and he starts telling his traumatized story. I need to stop.
Yeah, yeah,
Stop it. Susie arrives and she doesn't want to speak to Billy and she greets everyone except him. Okay, Petty Betty.
yeah.
Good.
No one cares.
Yeah, no. Then they get called in for dinner. Um, what do we see? Oh, we see Nick and he's hurt because
Hmm.
Cyril is just saying it's done. Because I
But
think
then
somebody at the cocktail party told him that she wasn't wearing her ring.
right, right. But then they told him like this is what she said, but she was joking. And then like when he talked to her, it was interesting. Like her feelings are hurt because she's like, well, I just thought when you left, I just thought we were done, and so it's like I said, communication is the problem with you two. You need to say how you really feel.
She also admits, I'm hurting, but you have to keep a strong face.
Hmm.
And I was like, you go, girl. But sometimes you just got to show your weaknesses. Sometimes
Just
you
say
just,
how it is. Like if when you're
yeah,
married, you all are married. So if there's anyone who's going to understand you, especially like with Nick being the guy he is, he's going to understand. He's going to understand. He's going to be there for you. I mean, like, because a lot of
hmm
men were ran away from you like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
yeah. And
Just saying.
Pearl, you're right. Cyril did screw up a good thing, and Nick was proper hurt. I agree with you 100%.
And there are plenty of women out there looking at him like, "Is she gonna mess this up? He gonna as soon as he's available, we gonna get him."
Mm-hmm. Um, and he says that, that was the longest stretch that they went without a fight, and he misses her. Aw.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm. T- I just wish they would just say what they gotta say, feeling wise, and get it over with. That's their problem.
I'm now scared for commitment ceremony
Oh,
time. I am
yes,
so scared for this couple. Oh, can't y'all just like hang out there for the rest of the season and just put me out of my misery? Y'all can break up afterwards. I don't care.
right.
Um, all right. So then we have Martha says that her ex-boyfriend's name is tattooed on her butt. That can't be for real. I don't see her being that committed to anybody. Sorry.
And that's especially a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Um, Mick. Oh, Mick tells this was a conversation between Mick and Cyrell, and he's there saying that it's over, it's done. You
Mm-hmm.
know? I don't know if the other part of his coupledom knows that, but okay. Um, Dan is talking and he's saying what a great time he had with Tamara's family. Mike asked Tamara if she likes Dan, but she questions whether Dan likes her. I love
Mm-hmm.
Tamara. I love Tamara. And I
Yeah.
love Mike for asking these grossly inappropriate questions as all of us want to know.
Mm-hmm. Speak on it, Mike. Go ahead. Ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
How you just be quiet? Let Mike do his thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so John, this is when John, we see a clip back to the expert, and John says that all eyes will be on Jess to see who she flirts with. The women don't trust her. And this is where we see the shady looks from Jules.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tamara sees Dan flirting with Jess
Yes.
again. And she kind of says, fix something in the back of me, like
Right.
her dress or something to try and break it up.
Yes.
But yeah, the damage is done, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Damage is done. But Tam does admit that it makes her feel bad to see the flirting.
Blame her.
Yeah. Oh, this is where Mark describes what happened when him and Ning were getting intimate and then the phone rang and the experts were like, girl, no.
I love the experts.
You don't
I
take
love
that
experts.
call.
No.
Turn your phone off. Put it on
Right.
silent. Vibrate. Something. Don't take the call. So yeah, you still think he got some of the kitty cat?
I mean, she's. I think not all the way. I think there's been other things done. Like he's getting close.
Mm.
Like kind of like like Carl's Jr.
Mm-hmm.
A Carl's Jr. type situation.
Okay.
If it's not
Okay.
all over the place, it don't belong in your face. I think he got that far. I think he got that far. This is my opinion.
Okay, so Trey says, I get so annoyed at the fact that no one ever seems to see them leave together. And here's the thing, I think this comes down to editing. But
Mm-hmm.
when they come back, I think it's Cyrell who is like, so and so has been gone for quite some time. So
Mm-hmm.
Cyrell don't miss a beat, and neither does
No,
Jules.
Jules.
Jules just don't open her mouth. But that's what Cyrell is for.
Exactly. Exactly. This is what Cyrell. This is what she does. Go
And I
ahead.
think they edit out those things
Exactly.
to build up, eventually to the blowout. So,
With that many people, the reason why I agree with you is with that many people, someone's
mhm.
going to notice you leave
Yes.
because you're the only
Yes.
ones walking.
Mhm.
So there's only one place you could be going. So they're going
Mhm.
to edit out those looks to build the suspense, like you said. I completely agree with you.
Okay, Trey also asked, is the food and wine that good and distracting at these parts? They look
Yeah,
good.
good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They distract me.
but I will say that no matter how good the food is,
Mhm.
if I'm at dinner with a group of people, I always know who gets up and leaves
Mhm.
and how long they've been gone and who. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I peep all that. I don't care how good the food is. I make sure I know what's going on.
It would be a little bit more difficult at the beginning of the season because there were so many more people. But now, as they've continued to send people home, it's a much more intimate group. So you see the comings and goings. So I think it's like editing that's kind of
Yeah, because
spacing this
there's only two places you can go. Where you come in that little courtyard area.
out. Okay, so every time Jessica would have to pee, I would have to pee too. Yep, we would be pee sisters. Cyrell takes the heat. She says what the others are thinking. Yes,
Yeah.
and she says it extra loud with a bullhorn. Love it. Um, okay, so Jess leaves the room to go and meet Dan again. And they get out there and he grabs her in for a very aggressive snog because he just don't want to hear her talking no more, I guess.
Right. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they do the business and then they come back in, I guess. Um let's see. Hold on. I guess when that segment is over, Mick tells Susie that he's over it and he just wants to go home. He knows that Jess is in it for the wrong reason. And he says, cheers to trying to get home this week. This man, they should let him go out of compassion. Like,
Right.
he's been very straightforward with wanting to leave. Good dear.
I hope if they both don't say leave, I hope they call Jessica out. I really
Mm.
want them to call her out. If she says stay, I want them to call her out.
Well, Cyrell, when Jess comes in, Cyrell asks her, Where you was at? Where you was at? And Cyril asked her about having that conversation that was delayed from the cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
And Jess agrees, and they go outside privately. And Cyril goes in. You give the description of this.
I mean, if she just laid it all out, she's like, "You don't. Mick is my friend. He doesn't want to be with you." Well, he said something different. Me to the way she's all, "No, that's not true. He doesn't want to be here. He's over you." I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, just why don't you just hit her with a brick to the side of the forehead? I'm like, "Wow, you're not here. Just let him go. It's wrong." And she's like, "And didn't you say just last week you wanted to sleep with Dan? Didn't you just say, I never said that?" She's like, "That's a lie. Yes, you did." She's like, if you're really trying to work on your relationship, you would not be thinking about effing another man. What's wrong with you?" And she just kept going and going. And I think, wasn't it Jess who just walked up and left?
Yes. And
So
then
she walked.
Cyril charges after.
So then Sorrel charges after her, and because they're like, because everyone hears what's going on, they're like,
Yes.
"What's going on? What? Are you serious? What?" And then Jess comes in, like she's upset. I'm like, "Well, you about to get blasted." And then Sorrel, she's like, "You know what, Mick? I'm sorry." She's like, "You know what? So if you're working on a relationship, you wouldn't be thinking about sleeping with another man, correct?" Because she told me last week that she wanted to F Dan, and everyone was like, "What?"
And I think she's
Kim,
doing, "I'm sorry, Tamara."
yeah, yeah. She's all, "Make you deserve better." And then you see Jules like, "Okay, what?" And then you see Kim, he's lost as usual. Nick's like, "Huh?" And everyone's like, Martha's like in complete shock. She's like, she pretends she's in shock. But then everyone's just like, "Oh no." And it was just hilarious. But Jules being Jules, she's like, "You know what? That's not nice. That's not okay." But then she comes back, she's like, well, sometimes some people need to be slapped.
Yeah, because at first Jules was like, "I feel really bad for Jess." And I was like, "Girl, are you serious?" And then
Right.
she says, "But sometimes you just need to be slapped really hard in the face to get it."
Love Jules.
But
Love
Ning
Jules.
is the other wing woman, because Sorrel was in a tizzy and just screaming out everybody business. Ning got up and went and got her and escorted her out. So I love me some Ning. Love me some.
Oh,
But
I
then
was.
it seems like what's his name? Dan hadn't gotten back yet, because he got back after Sorrel was escorted
Right.
out. And then they tell him, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, boy, bye.
Yeah, stop it. Your whole spot got blown up.
Mm-hmm.
And then my whole thing with Jess, you're dumb. Because why would you tell Cyrell, who don't like you, that you want to F another man? Like, what's wrong with you? I blame you, ma'am. I blame you.
Wrong. Like, you always tell Martha, like, don't take it
Right.
outside of
Don't deviate.
Martha.
Don't deviate.
Oh,
Don't deviate.
geez. So then Jess calls Martha for a private conversation, and she actually says that no one knows her. And Martha agrees with that. And then she confesses what's happened with Dan from the last dinner party. And Martha pretends like she doesn't know. And then she says she could see herself falling for Dan. And Martha tells her, take Mick out for a drink and tell him, that the two of you should leave.
But here's the thing with Martha. This is the funny part. So when Jess was quote unquote confessing, Martha genuinely looked like, "Bitch, what? This wasn't part of the plan. What are you talking about?" She had that look on her face. And then when she's like, "Oh, like, I could see myself falling in love with Dan," she's like, "What do you mean that you're in love with him?" She's like, "Hold on, bitch, hold on. What are you talking about? Do you mean you could fall in love with someone like Dan?" She's like, "Yes, I can see it." And she looked at her like, "See, you." Martha's like, "Yeah, I might
You
have to like."
screwing this up, girl.
Yeah. Martha's
You
looking like,
screwing this
"Oh,
up.
I'm going to cut you. I'm going to cut you loose." That's the way Martha came across to me. Like, you after all that happened, she's like, I'm really not trying to be tied to you like that no more. So I'm gonna have to cut you loose
Mhm.
a little bit. So let me just tell you this good advice.
Yeah.
Take him out. Y'all go your separate ways, and you handle this business outside of the show. Because she's all because
Mhm.
you could tell Martha's in there like, I'm not trying to mess this up. Yeah, you ain't got no friends but me, and I can't be on this island with you
Yep.
because
Yep.
it's sinking. Because it's sinking.
Uh-huh. It is. It is. Um, so then let's see. Jules tells Mick, oh, that with what has gone down here and how Jess is behaving, she fears like something like that could happen to her relationship. So, like, she's verbalizing what the experts have already said. None of
Mm-hmm.
these women trust Jess,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But nobody wants Cam except you. So you're good, Jules. You're good.
But Cam, but you have to look at it though. Look at the quality. Look at the quality. Cam is older. He's a retired ex
Cricketer.
pro
Yeah.
cricketer.
Yeah.
Ma'am, he is coined. He is not running around trying to find one of these little people over there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell he's not that type of dude. Dan is a party boy. So
Mm-hmm.
he's more inclined to be drawn to someone like Jess. You have to look at the men involved. Dan, you can see he's a player. You can just definitely see like he's used to walking in and
Mm-hmm.
get what he wants, and that's this and that. So that's what happened with Jess. Cam, he's a look. I got too much going on. I'm at that age where I need to have a family. I'm not gonna be running around here spending his money on some little chicks. I'm cool. He's all I probably did. He's all I had girls like her in my 20s. I'm cool.
Yeah, but he has morals and he would not do that. If he's in
Mm-hmm.
a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
he's focusing on that, and like you said, she is one of those persons over there. Um, been there, done that, don't need it anymore. It's not where he's at right now. So no, yeah.
And quiet as kept, he Bobby's afraid of you because you stand like a cool 5'11". He's like what 5'6". So if Jess did try to start something, he would beat Jess with Cam. She would beat Jess with Cam. So yeah, he's not going for
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah.
Jules, you're good. You're good now.
Mhm.
And you probably
Um,
like you know what? He's so in love. You putting it on him pretty good. So he ain't going nowhere. Just saying.
true,
Just saying. If
but
he only has eyes for Jules.
after seeing all of this, because she was with Mick first, then she went after Nick, then Dan, and then let's not forget Innes. The whole Innes Sam debacle. Like this has happened one too many
But
times.
Cam is short though. Cam is
He is.
he's
He
not short.
is.
He's not short. He is vertically challenged. But
Oh,
so if you notice the guys that are attracting these girls are the taller, bigger type guys.
true.
So Cam was not on their radar. They look over
No,
Cam.
no, but Jules has been waiting for a Cam for a very long time, and
Okay.
it's finally within her grasp.
Mm-hmm.
And although you and I are looking at it going, don't nobody, it's okay, Jules, you good. In her head, this is hers.
I bet you something like this happened to her in her past too, because her mother mentioned her
Mm-hmm.
herd. So I can get it. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But
She want
keep
her
doing
little
what you're
Cam
doing.
to herself.
But Jules, keep doing what you're doing. It's
Yes.
working.
Yes. Um, Martha, after having her little tete-a-tete with Jess, goes straight back in to talk to Tamara.
Oh, Pearl,
Why?
Janet's talk in comparison to um Kim. Dan is probably a good 6 feet.
Mm.
I mean, women like just like to wear heels, so you kind of need to be in the 5'11", 6 foot range.
What do you mean? Who was looking through the window? It was a guy. Do you think it was a server? I don't know. I can't wait for next week either.
Me neither.
Am I the only okay, so am I the only one who wanted someone to smack Jess just a whack? No, I'm sure that the entire viewing audience plus everyone at that dinner wanted to smack Jess. Oh, is this what it was? Dan doesn't seem that tall, or
Mhm.
a mollywop? Ooh, a mollywop
I
overseas.
mean,
That would be good.
for me, just getting aired out was good. Because the way
Mhm.
Cyrell did that, I'm like, oh, I would. If it happened to me, I think I would have crawled under like a bar stool or something. If I'm being
Okay,
honest.
so Martha goes to talk to Tamara, but then Tamara asks to speak to Jess, and they go out privately, and Jess says that Dan's a great guy. Um, and then Jess starts asking her all these questions about her relationship with Dan. And Tamara, I love Tamara. Tamara's like, "Are you asking me those questions um out of concern for our relationship, or because you want to see where we at so that you could go and get him? Like, what's your deal?"
Right. Mhm.
I don't think Jess anticipated Tam's reaction.
She didn't.
Whoa.
She didn't at all. She just this is called thing. She thought Tam was gonna be a punk. That's what it was.
Mm.
That's what that was. She thought Tam was gonna be this little girl, this little punk, and she was just
Mhm.
gonna give give Dan to Jess. And Tam's like, "Nah, I'm cool. Let me let you know who I really am."
Tam
Cause
says the words coming out of Jessica's mouth are not genuine. I thought she was talking a lot of word salad too. It just wasn't, it's just tossed up. Ugh, you
she
know.
was trying to recover because she got embarrassed and she got completely aired out. So she was in like damage control mode.
Mhm.
Nothing she said really was genuine. I agree with that. It was completely dumb. I'm like, when you're aired out like that, your your best bet is to come clean. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, you can't recover from that because everyone's looking at you sideways.
Yep. And Tam is left wondering whether what everyone else is saying is true, that Jess is not here for the right reasons. Hello? Did you not hear the general announcement from Cyril?
Mhm.
I wish they would have ended off the episode with seeing some reactions from the experts. I really do.
Mhm.
Because we didn't see any reaction from them after Cyril's announcement. I would have liked to hear that.
That was going to be gold.
Hmm.
Roll
And
the footage.
this is true, Trey. Tam is great at looking unbothered, which is the ultimate flex. Very, very true. But I think she will lose it at next week's commitment ceremony. It goes all hella ways wrong. And I cannot wait. Thursday cannot come fast enough. If I can find it on the internet, I will be watching it ahead of time. This is just
Me too.
fascinating.
I'm gonna look for it. I was like, I can't wait for this. I just really can't because this was too good. I
Hmm.
was not expecting Cyrell just to air her out like that.
That was amazing. That was completely amazing. Like, why can't we get that on a MAFS USA? Like, really?
Because our couple sucks.
Well, most of these couples suck too, but they
But
they
they suck in
brought
a
they
good way.
brought it.
They're entertaining though when they suck. I'm just
I
saying.
just can't understand. But this is a wonderful guilty pleasure. And all of these episodes, my God. Can you imagine that next week will be episodes 29 and 30?
It doesn't seem like 28. Isn't that amazing how like we're through 28 episodes and we want more, but with
Mm-hmm.
Mavs after 4 episodes, we're like, okay, can you shut this off now?
Yeah.
All y'all can go.
Not all.
On US, y'all could all go.
Oh yeah, US. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, all y'all can go.
Oh my God. I don't think we had this many episodes with season 8. I could be wrong, but I don't think we had this many episodes. But it was great nonetheless. Um, I wonder if I can find it online. Okay, so guys, this was Married at First Sight Australia, season 6, episode 27 and 28. Let us know your comments below in the comments section. Are y'all getting into this show as much as we are? Are y'all finding this thoroughly entertaining? I know I am. It is the highlight of my week. And yes, Gata Chua. MAFS USA should borrow leave. Yeah, and the whole forest. They should. They should.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where we went so wrong. But you know what? I think the first place that we went wrong was the city selection. I do not think that they should ever go back to Atlanta ever again, because if this is the best that Atlanta can offer, I want no more of it. Because last season when they were in NOLA, I liked it.
Well, the couples were more fun though.
They were.
These couples are just super dry. These couples are just dry.
Yeah, yeah. So again, I think it boils down to the city and what pickings they have.
Exactly. I think they honestly what they should do, instead of doing a city, do a region to give you more options. Because think about Australia, they went all over Australia.
Yeah,
Australia's a small country, but you could do like for US, do the Northeast. Pick from Boston, Connecticut, places like that. Then you can do the South, like Southwest, Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
Do it by region, Midwest. Do it that way to give you a pool.
And just home base it in one state, like a major city.
Like they do, like they do in MAFS Australia. They're all from different places, but they all convert live in the same apartment building. Similar to what they do in the US. You know what? Do it that way. Say you could have from Midwest, you pick people from the Midwest, but they would all fly into Chicago to live in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the US, what they don't do home visits, like home stays. That's why I think that's why MAFS Australia works so well, because no one's really in their home city for the show, so they don't get to see their lives on a day-to-day basis like that. That's what will make the US so much better.
Pearl asked, did we check out Love is Blind on Netflix? I got up to episode 4. That show is crazy. That show is weird.
Love is Blind? Really?
Yes. It is weird. It is crazy. I tried to watch more, but I had some stuff to do, but it's interesting. Jamal, if you have time, can you watch like at least episode 1? It's kind of weird. Pearl, I watched it the last time that you asked. I don't know how to explain that show. It's just very weird.
Yeah, I can watch it tonight or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. When I went to Jamal review. Oh. I want to get Jamal's opinion on it. You love Cam and Lauren? I have to go back and look at it. But yeah, I got up to I did not finish episode 4. I'm not gonna lie. I had to run and go and do something. But I sat down. They're like half-hour episodes, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. I've never seen anything quite like that. And I'm not saying that in a good or a bad way.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, give us a thumbs up. Do not leave this room without giving us a thumbs up. I hear everybody talking about that. Give us a thumbs up. If you came, give us a thumbs up. We love you. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Most importantly, tell a friend so that we can share in all the good conversations. Hi, Jen. Anything else, my friend Jamal?
No, but I definitely will watch Love is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's as good as you say it is, we can definitely add it to the roster. It's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the half an hour shows. because
Oh,
they're so good.
while you're there looking at Love is Blind, have a look at episode 1 of Buried by the Bernards. Did you get a
No,
chance to peek at that?
I did watch that. That is hilarious. It's a family business too.
Yeah.
But, but I love the girl who quits every day,
Oh, the
but shows up.
daughter.
Yeah, but who shows up to work the next day.
Yeah. And then they ask her, "Why are you here?" And she's like, "Because it's work."
Yeah,
Didn't you
because I quit
quit?
all the time.
Every
They're
day.
like, they're like, but this time you sounded like you were serious. I was like, okay.
And it all takes place in a funeral home.
Yes,
Yay.
that was the funny part, and the mama is the office manager. That in of itself is a scream.
Oof. Oof. And of course I love her because her name is Debbie.
Of course you love her.
Okay, guys, this was a great show. Let us know your thoughts. Until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.